Well, I know it's basketball season. The NBA starting in a couple hours, but we have to show this video for any that one person in America that has not seen you without a shirt, along with Cam Newton leading the cheers recently at the Georgia game. Coach, I have to give you credit. I've known you a long time, but your bravery bears no bounds.
Well, that was an amazing moment. Look at the reactions on the faces of my players and the students, and obviously having Cam join in there. And yeah, I just it's embarrassing. My wife's like, "Honey, you're 61 years old. When are you going to start acting your age?" And that's just probably not going to happen. And Paul, you remember when I was at Tennessee? I was the V in Go Vols for Pat Summitt. The only thing V'ing on me was the letter on my chest. Everything else was sort of like just the incredible bulk. And so I'm pretty safe in saying you're not going to see that again. That's probably it for me.
I think that would be a good farewell. But speaking of getting started, not farewells, I keep reading about your team. You're one of the best recruits in the country. You got a lot of big players. And I know you're also picked in the top 25. You're eager to get going. I think that would be the understatement of the year.
Paul, how exciting that in a preseason we've got 5 teams ranked in the top 25 and 2 or 3 teams that are just outside. SEC basketball's come a long, long way. And then for us, we really, truly could have 4 and potentially 5 new starters from last year's team. And so, my teams have typically been better when I've been able to build freshman, sophomore, junior. We got a little older. We've been together for a while. And last year we were the youngest team in college basketball, and this year we're going to be very new. But the transfer portal was good. We were able to bring in a grad transfer at point guard. We were bringing 4 other sophomore transfers that have got a little bit of experience under their belt. And we are excited to see, just how good we can be. My front line's really deep and really talented.
Coach, I know it's water under the bridge, but how tough was last year to have to deal with all the self-imposed issues and just the fact that it was a bizarre year for the best of teams?
That team had 2 one-and-done freshmen, and J.T. Thor and Sharif Cooper. And so we knew we had a chance to be a really good team, although we were going to be really young. And when we self-imposed that penalty, which we felt was the right thing to do, because we thought that given some of the decisions that we had seen coming out of the infractions cases and some of the things that we felt were serious and major, we thought it was the right thing to do. And it affected our season because our kids knew they weren't going to go to Nashville to play in the SEC tournament. They knew there was no postseason for them. And yet, you know what? They hung in there. We didn't have a single young man have a COVID situation all year long, Paul, which told you just how much they cared, how hard they worked, and how much they worked to stay away from the virus and remain socially distanced. That could have been a team that could have been out all night long doing different things because there wasn't going to be any celebration at the end of the year. COVID was hard last year, but I'm going to tell you right now, education, sports, done an amazing job to play through it. We crowned champions in all sports, professionally and the college level, and more importantly, our kids got to stay in the classroom. And they got a year older and a year better. And that's our job as teachers.
With a different type of team going into the season, as you said, uncharacteristic of your history, I never would use the word concern with you because you're not somebody that gets hung up on things. But what are you looking toward as building blocks and then hurdles to get over to make a run this year, like many believe you will?
Yeah, well, Paul, our guys haven't had any live ammunition yet. It's not that anybody's shooting blanks, but we've not been shot at yet, and we haven't had any adversity. And when you got a team that's got a little experience, you can look back at last year. We're on the road here and there, and we experienced this or that. And you can learn from that. We've got some sophomores and juniors that have faced some fire, but again, that's the biggest thing. And so, understand this: we must be a team that's going to get better every day. And we're going to get a little better every day, and we got to get better throughout the season. We're going to see how good we are right now. And how good we are right now can't be where we're going to be in a month. And as long as we continue to make progress, that's a real key to having great success at the end of the season in February and March when it matters most.
Always one of my favorite conversations. Anytime, any place. It feels like we've been doing this for a long time. It's amazing that it's not amazing you're still around. It's amazing that they let me hang around to talk to you, Coach. It's so good to see you.
It's been a long time since I was your coach at Tennessee, and now I'm in your adopted state, one of your adopted states of Alabama. And let's you and I keep doing this for a few more years. What say, huh?
I hope so, Coach. All the best. Great to see you.
Great to see you, Paul.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.